How's it going, everybody? It's Devin here, and today we're going to be looking at these little things right here. So this is the NanoStation 2. So we've already got it mounted on a little JMass pipe. So it's going to go on, we're going to install this at a customer's house so they can share the internet with their neighbors. But it's the NanoStation 2. It's actually a 2.4 gigahertz outdoor antenna. So it may focus in here. Yeah, it's not going to. So, and there's some signal meter, so you can just basically pop this thing off with a knife. So I'll pop it off, and then we'll show you all the connections and how to set it up. So let's begin. So the cover does pop off. You can see here we've got our model ID, which I will just cover up here. We have our LAN port. I don't think these are gigabit, so there's no point of that. I think it's about 100 meg. We got, I don't know what that is, and we got a little reset button in there. So let's connect this thing up, and her finger there trying to get it open, but anyway. Let's connect this thing, and we'll get going here. But first, I'll show you guys the power supply. And you do need to have power over Ethernet, which is PoE. So PoE goes in the left one right here, and LAN goes in here. So I have two PoE cables with me. They're Cat5 cables. So we'll connect these up to the computer. I'll show you how to do that once I connect it. So basically, to tell when things are like PoE is the colors on the thing itself. So you might not be able to see it, but I'll try and get it to focus in here. And we'll focus it over here. Over the computer. See if it'll go. Might not though. But there's blue. There's a bunch of colors. You'll know when something doesn't power up. If I grab an Xbox cable here, I'll show you that difference between the two. So as you can see here, there's only orange and green in here, and a light blue, and there's like all the colors are in this one. So that's how they're different. And PoE cables are required. So I just plugged one end of the cable into the LAN spot of the NanoStation here. Wait for that click there, and then we'll grab the power supply, and don't plug it in so you got all the cables connected up. So we'll grab the PoE. This will go into PoE. Let's wait for that to make that click noise. And I just did that off camera to connect that quickly because it's kind of hard to do with one hand. So now we're going to connect the cable. We've got our other cable here. This is also a PoE cable because you can see there's a bunch of different colors in it. This is just a standard Cat5e cable. So when you're done, you should have this one cable from the PoE going all the way over to your Ubiquiti's NanoStation 2. And then you'll have a LAN cable, another cable going over to your computer. So that's what I've done here. So we can now plug in this device. Plug it into the wall here. I'll have to unplug my computer, but it's not a big deal. And then we'll be greeted with a green light when this device is working. There we go, power active. Just let that sit there. And I'm going to point this away from my face. I'll show you guys here. We are getting some signals here. Not signals, but power and LAN are flashing. You guys read that there. So, this is booting up. I'm going to go with the computer here. I pulled up a website here. I'm trying to see if it's giving out any Wi-Fi signal. This was on the receiving end. We just have my Wi-Fi here. So, to connect to this device, I'm going to go to 192.168.1.20. So I'll type that in here. 2.168.1.20, I think. Should look like that, I'm pretty sure. Yep, I want it to look like that. That's stupid focus. So it doesn't matter if you have Wi-Fi connected, I do, but I am hardwired in. So it does usually take over. So it's still identifying, which means it's still booting up, so we'll just wait for that, and I'll come back to you guys. So I did disconnect from Wi-Fi, and it's still not letting me. As you guys can see here, we have the little caution thing over my Ethernet thing. So I'm gonna factory reset this thing and see what happens. So I'll come back to you guys when I've done that. So it turns out you do not have to factory reset this thing. So there are steps you can take to do this. So I'm using Windows 8 and I do have a little thing installed here, but if you want to go to Control Panel or just right click on your thing here and open Network and Sharing Center. And so I will close this out and open up network settings. So you want to just disable your Wi-Fi. Alright, so there's nothing to do with Wi-Fi or anything. You go to Ethernet here and click the properties. And we're going to go to Internet Protocol version 4. And so then it just says, double click on Internet Protocol. Vista Windows 7, double click on Internet Protocol version 4. Fill in. So there is ways to get into this thing. So we need to just go to properties. Use the following IP address. So we'll type IP addresses. I'll put all this stuff in and then I'll show you guys. So basically you want to type in all this. So the IP address you want it to be 192.168.1.21 and the subnet mask leave it usual. Default gateway 192.168.1.20 and DNS server preferred 192.168.1.20. Once you copied all this stuff in, just pause your screen if you want to just finish those up and click the OK button. And then the last number can be whatever. Click OK twice. There should be 2 LEDs. Mac OS. Want Mac. Also, it's just showing you here on Mac. So if I go here now, it should allow me to load this page up. Alright, so you did have to close it all the settings. So it's asking you Ubuntu. The default is Ubuntu. And password is Ubuntu. And log in, and we are in. Base station SSID bridge. Transfer rate 1 megabit per second. Holy crap! So this has been toyed with since 2009. Well, let's go to link setup. This is going to. So we're gonna put this in wireless mode as an access point. Okay. SSID. Going to make this for what I'm going. So I'm gonna put this so people. So I wonder if I'm picking up any Wi-Fi right now. Right. So oh yeah, but we did disable that. So I'm gonna put the SSID in for these people that we're gonna be installing. So I'll put that in for you. Put it in right now. And then we'll change this to Canada. These are pretty old, so they only do 54 meg per second, which is fine. And we want, so it's only BG channel shifting. I don't want not want that. Security, we want to put WPA2 AES. And the password by default is bridge link, so I will change that to my dad's phone number. That looks right. And once that is complete, hit the change button. Configuration contains non-applied changes. Do you want to apply these? Absolutely. Configuring is being applied. Please stand by. So it's not really doing anything. This is only sitting on the dog bed. Oh, so there it goes. We just do a couple little light things. Not seeing anything. So just wait for that. It's gonna refresh the page. Sorry about my ridiculously shaky hand, but we'll have to live with that. Alright, so let's enable Wi-Fi and see if that allows me to. So We'll go to change adapter settings. You will just right click on Wi-Fi, hit enable. It's gonna enable Wi-Fi, it's gonna enable it. And then we'll go here. You see the Van Allen thing, so I can hit connect here. Type the password, so. Okay, we'll hit next. And we'll hit new to that. Because this is not my home network. And I don't hit yes anyway, because people come over, don't really want them accessing my files, taking stuff which isn't theirs, which has all happened before on public networks. And my brother was screwing around with my computer, so it may not connect, but once we get an actual connection hooked up to it, it should go. But now we see here, we get pushing out full signal. So the connection is limited, which is expected. So, so we are connected to all that. So we got network here, bridge. I'll leave it as a bridge. I'm gonna go to services now. System. So it may need to be updated. I'll just probably leave it, it's fine. So that's a setup of this guy right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is for educational purposes only. You can also try this at home because this is something you can do. Please be aware that you may, if you want to screw with other settings that I did not play with, then you're more than welcome. Just don't complain to me about problems. You can ask me. I will give you feedback if you directly message me on Google Plus or Twitter. So be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So that Instagram is DearHockey22 and Twitter is DearHockey2014. I will put those links in the description down below if you're on a computer, and to the right if you're on an Android device. So just click the little show more to see the whole description, and click the little description button on the Android device. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.